class with yours truly, the counsel. Today's class, this evening's class, is going to be on a topic called the seen and unseen domestic attacks. It's basically directed at relationships, but we're going to try to expand it much more outside of the relationships, because there are things that are seen and unseen, not just in your relationship, but outside your relationship. Things that's in the bigger world, right? We're dealing with a thing now that's affecting the whole world at the same time. We've never, ever seen something of this level. Some of us have seen and been impacted of things that affected their whole world as a single person, each individual. But this here is pretty heavy, and you got to see some things that are unseen. You got to see some stuff outside of what someone says of authority. You have to wonder what's really going on. We have different reasons for this COVID-19, and the theory and the word is that something started with a bat. Something started with one person. But most of us, or a lot of us, even like myself, haven't been around the world. We have no idea how big the world is. But for one person, illness, for one person, experimentation, maybe, whatever they've done concerning the bat, really puzzles me, especially someone like myself, the counselor, that I have the ability to see outside the box, have the gift to see things that are unseen. And so it really puzzles me if something can flow so fast, if a person can detect, or a government can detect how fast something would go. They can detect, they can tell someone there's going to be over 1,000 people in California alone that will be that will come down with this virus. How could one say that? It really puzzles me, you know, especially being that the person is not, well, one would say, God, you know. So this is a puzzling thing. So you think about it. You think about some of the things that I just brought up, you know, those things, knowing the death rate of a people, you know, and those kind of things. So we're going to move right along. It says the seen and unseen domestic attacks. It says when it comes to the area of domestic violence and violence and what's defined the charge of domestic violence, most people believe if a person is not physically abusing their partner, continually or overpowering, attacking their partner, that they are not committing domestic violence or domestic attacks. Ask yourself questions, right? Because it's like, hey man, I didn't hit her. Hey, I didn't hit him. You know, yeah. So what is a domestic attack? Attacks are broad. They're broad, and a lot of them are unseen. A lot of people wait till they get home to choke their partner out. A lot of people do things real nice in the public, treat their partner real nice in the public. And outside of the public or inside the house, there's some other things that attack. There are things even when you're in a group of other people. You know, certain eye looks and certain frowns and certain nudges that we can do to someone else when nobody else can see it, you know, or most people can't see it. So watch out for those unseen things. So number one says, when it comes to domestic violence and the domestic evidence one may be charged with, do you feel or believe that the charge should only be filed for what's seen and never for the unseen, right? People like, ain't nobody seen me do nothing. They ain't no, you know, that kind of stuff, right? And you know, but a lot of times there's still evidence. You know, you want to go out to the club with your partner and or go out to a concert or something. Well, when the concert was going on, when they come back, you want to go out and do these things, and yet your spouse, your partner, got these big old ugly shades on covering a black eye. You know, I mean, you can't hide everything. Can't hide everything. So number two says, in most of your domestic violence episodes, When you've been out of everyone's sight and out of mind and out of your mind, are you known to say and believe that you didn't hurt or harm anyone because no one seen or saw you doing it? Right? Are you known to just get down like that? I mean, I didn't do that. I mean, it sounds like the little kid lie, when the kid lied to his mother, when the kid broke the lamp in the house. Nobody was in that part of the house, right, but this one or you. You know, but yet you say, I didn't do it. Well, who did it? We heard it break. We heard you run out the room. We saw you run out the room, but yet you say you didn't do it. And as you've gotten older, you find yourself still repeating them same lies, right? Hey, number 3. When it comes to the seen and the unseen things about you and your behavior, who are you when nobody's watching? I mean, like, who are you when nobody's watching, man? Some people switching to other uniforms, switching to other outfits, and all this kind of stuff. Take on new characters when nobody's watching. You know, go to another city and just be somebody else with a whole new uniform, a whole new hat, whole new hairstyle, right? Even different kind of shoes. But, you know, to each his own. But suggestion, just be you and be okay with you, right? Number 4. Do you believe the area of being seen or unseen can help you or harm you, right? You know, do you believe, you know, secrets die in the live exposure, you know, and do you think they can help you or harm you? You know, because, hey, you can go around and some people, I mean, I'm not the judge of everything, but some people would say that's being fake. You know, who are you when nobody's watching? Number 5, do you and are you known to practice the seen and unseen rule in most of your relationships? Meaning, if you don't see a problem, you don't have a problem, right? Okay. So you don't see the bills coming to the house. You don't see the PG&E bill coming to the house. And you don't see the cable bill coming to the house. You know, I mean, can it help you or harm you? Because I know me, I like my cable. And I slip up too sometimes. I called the other day. I said, hey, you know, the corona's going on. You know, and what's going on? I mean, there's a lot of relief coming in. People getting money even for when people don't pay bills, right? You guys are getting paid anyway. I said, so is there anything that you can do for me, right, is what I asked the person, the operator on the phone, on the cable bill. And they said, look, we're going to give you a pass. We're going to relieve all your past debts. And boom, just give us something, you know, on the 14th for next month. I said, great, you know. But if you don't call, you know, you can't go on just because you didn't want to read the mail, because you ain't been to the mailbox in a while. You still got a contract. So I know that can hurt me. You know, especially I'm trying to watch a show, the have-nots, or somebody, and my show ain't coming on, and TV ain't coming on, and I can't watch the news or nothing. Oh, that ain't cool. All right? So, 6. Is the unseen more stronger than what's seen with your partner because of broken trust you had in your past relationships? Is the unseen more stronger than what's seen with your partner? Because what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to relate to you guys is you know, they got all kind of stuff, right? They got this here virus thing going around, and like, we don't see this stuff. We can't see it. You know, we can't see no specks coming out of nobody's mouth. We can't see it. But hey, man, you know, that's something else over there. So we have to still be safe. But all that accusing somebody of doing something, saying somebody did you wrong, saying somebody's out to get you. You got a partner. Hopefully, you may have a partner that's just wonderful, doing everything right, but you worrying yourself to death because of your past hurts, because somebody did you wrong in the past. Somebody robbed you, cheated you, and did all these ugly things, right? And you didn't see it coming. So now you just making up stuff, causing yourself to be all by yourself during the quarantine. Do you want to be by yourself during the quarantine? I hope not. I hope not. I just thank God that I am not by myself during the quarantine process, right? Because loneliness is a mother. Being by yourself is a mother. Talking to yourself and answering yourself is something else. And it's something, right, that's not really, really healthy. Now, of course, we all got to talk to ourselves. We all got to mastermind some kind of, plan for the day, plan for our life. But all too much of that, right, and nobody giving you a response back but you, might not be too good, all right? So, 7. When it comes to the subject of the seen and unseen that may have brought you to this 52-week program, if you saw or seen the person you caught your case with spending time with someone new, would you 1, speak and walk away, 2, start a fight and go back to jail, or 3, avoid any contact? You must think about this, man. I was told, during my years of working, and I've learned that if you catch a restraining order and a stay-away order, which is 100 yards or whatever, and you see this person sitting in the same aisle you sitting in a church, my suggestion is you better get up and run. Get up out of there, because you can't be in vicinity. But I know most of you, once somebody say, oh, you can't go back home, oh, you can't talk to him no more, or you can't talk to her no more, we're going to sneak over there. Most of the people, I guess about 80% of the people go back and violate the restraining order. Go back because somebody calls and say, hey, boo, and say, hey, what's up? I miss you, boo. I'm sorry for what happened. I didn't really mean to call the police on you, but, so you go on and you bite into that, and you go on back home because you miss your bed and you miss your partner. But, you go back over there and the neighbors see you, you go back over there and a fight jumps off, you can be in a lot of trouble. Now, sisters, a lot of you have been righteously, or not saying it was the right thing, but you've been abused, you've been attacked. You know you got this fool in your life, but yet you call him back over, right? You let him come back over. And you do it over and over. And then many of you may find yourself using the power of the police and the power of the system to say, oh, I'm going to start a fight with you. And you get on his nerves and you hit those nerves inside of him. Boom. Hit this kind of nerve, make his arm go up like that. Hit this other nerve, make him throw a punch. Like, you then turn around and then call them again. But what they're doing now, in the area of letting that person come back in your zone, now if he comes back in uninvited, that's one thing. But if he's been invited, they now take the woman to jail too. So both people will go to jail if you guys are in contact and you willfully and you righteously ask him to come by. So be careful playing that, if you're playing that game. All right? Number 8, we're going to close this out. When it comes to looking at your seen and unseen behavior and attacks you bring to some or most of the relationship you've been in, are you known to attack your partner's character, self-worth, and self-esteem without ever physically abusing them because you believe you could attack them without touching them and avoid going to jail? Right? That is something you need to know. Lots of people go to jail without ever touching the person. A lot of people go to jail for making verbal threats without ever touching the person. Don't make me come over there. I'll be over there in a minute. It better not be nobody around my kids. You better not have no broad around my daughters and my sons and all that. This is what the woman tells the man. But then the man got to even a stronger attitude. It's like, oh, I don't want nobody around my kids. He said, but you ain't bought your kids no clothes in about 5 years. I don't want nobody, you know, bringing no groceries in, but you ain't fed your kids in the last 2, 3, 4 years. So I mean, like, but all this control stuff, you know, you've been missing in action, but yet you have these threats of, you know, because we ain't seen you. You know, this is an unseen thing. We ain't seen you. You know, birthdays then came up. You know, Christmas then came up. I mean, Easter. All these holidays then came up and you ain't been seen, but yet you want to do a tag, verbal attack, call somebody, text somebody, leave all that stuff out there because, you know, you tripping. You know, so that's going to be it for yours truly, right? You know what I'm saying? We got the seen and unseen, you know, and watch out for that because there's a lesson and a blessing in this. You can get a blessing by learning a lesson. You can get a blessing by learning a lesson because there's got to be something going on, and I think what's going on my view of it, is that we need to change our behavior. We need to watch our behavior, improve our behavior towards others and towards ourselves. Love yourself in such a way, right, that is bringing love onto the earth. I think our God is angry with us. I think he's angry and he's getting our attention. He gave us a chance, he gave us a time to get it together, and I think that time is up because we have not been changing. We've been getting worse. We're not uplifting our people. We're not uplifting the community. We're looking about, oh, I'm just going to watch out for myself. I don't care nothing about that. But in the word of the Bible, it says, love thy neighbor, right? It didn't say your neighbor had to be part of your race. It didn't say your neighbor had to have just as much money as you. It didn't say that you are the big I and they're the little you. It didn't say that. It's talking about love your neighbor as though you love yourself. Right? Quit tripping. If you're cooking some barbecue, invite the neighbors over. Make them a plate or something. Send it over. That's not a bad thing to do. Right? Quit frowning at your neighbors. Quit frowning at other people, man. I was just walking yesterday around the marina, right? Out in the city of San Leandro. And I was like, you know, I think people should start speaking. I know we all got masks on, like, you know, damn, I got my, you know, but I say, well, they ain't speaking, they ain't speaking. Then I had to catch myself. I say, you ain't speaking. So what I started doing on my way in, on the last little part of that walk, I spoke. I said, hey, how you doing? Hello, hello, hello. And they all spoke back. So, you know, I have to check me. You got to check you, right? Start putting initiative out there. And let's open this thing up and love each other. All right, that's it for yours truly, the council. This is James Horton. Thank you for